Hello, welcome. This is our website. We called it Worldviews. Why? Well, if you yearn for going around the world, if you yearn to meet new faces, to go to different places to meet people, to know about awesome food, to relax on beautiful places, beautiful paradises, this website is your home. Why do we say so? Well, Worldviews is a magazine dedicated to give you all kinds of information and tips on your future trips. For example, you can find about interesting spots. You can plan your budget in order to get to a certain place. You can see where are the best and maybe even the worst spots to stay at places, and so on. And as soon as you're ready, you can dive right into action. This is a website in development. We look forward to add more articles as time goes on. And we look forward as well to build a community and know more about your adventures as you go and improve your worldviews, which is our objective of creating this website. About us, briefly, my name is Fernando. I am the designer and creator of this webpage, and I also work as co-editor for articles in Worldviews. I am currently learning about systems programming. I'm mastering in that branch, but this website is in one way a medium for personal enrichment, to learn new skills, and to enjoy writing about articles of these topics in which I am also interested about. So briefly, I am going to talk to you about some places we believe are essential for you to plan for your trip. We're going to add them as articles later on in time, but for now, you can have a quick preview at what all of this is about. Our first stop is Japan. It is a wonderful country full of variety, and I will be showing you two cities that are maybe not even very well known, but are nonetheless very beautiful. The first one you can see in the image is a mini temple in the city of Nara. Nara is a place full of gardens and temples. And when I say temples, I mean a lot of them. A major one is the one I show here. This is called the Todaiji Temple. And it has a giant statue of Buddha. Very wonderful, as you can see here. The second spot you could look at is Nara Park. Nara is really interesting in the fact that it is full of deer, and the deer, they roam around everywhere. In fact, they are pretty much in every temple you can find in this place. A third spot you could go to is the Kasuga Taisha Temple. As you can see, this is a very interesting look on temples. It's actually very radical compared to the other ones. Has a lot of vibrant colors and such, which makes it very appealing, and surrounded with a bunch of forest, it just makes it look beautiful and is very nice for tourism. Finally, you can have a relaxed time at the Yoshikien Garden. This is a garden full of both natural and Zen gardens, which are a special type made with a bunch of pebbles. Another city you can look at is Morioka. Morioka is more at the northern side of Japan, in the Iwate prefecture. This right here is the Iwate Park, and it is full of cherry tree blossoms and other trees that look wonderful as you go through them in the passages, especially in fall and winter when they come to awesome colors that you can go through. Another spot you could visit is the Honji Temple. The Honji Temple has a lot, more than 100 structures, mini sculptures of Buddha's disciples, which makes it a very surreal and interesting look on religion in Japan. You could also try the Wanko Soba challenge. It is basically a challenge in which you are served contiguously little bowls of soba noodles, which are some special long noodles. And you just have to stand, see how many you can pile up in your desk. Finally, in Morioka, you could look at the Mount Iwate, also called Iwate-yama. This is a 2,000-meter mountain, snowy mountain, which is very popular both with tourists and Japanese people in hiking. For example, look at these guys. They are very happy. You could be too if you go to this place and you make the whole hiking trail. So we are going to be telling you how you can apply for this trail, how you can prepare yourself as well. There are way more things you can do in Japan. You can research a bunch of places. Maybe there's some other that really piques your attention. Moving to our next stop, we're going to look at Chile. Chile has an immense length, and with that come immense possibilities for travel. Let's look at two cities that you can have fun in. The first one is the capital. Let's look at some places in here. You can see in the image, Cerro San Cristobal. It has a giant Virgin Mary statue at its peak. And from here, you can see the whole city. Look at the view. It's majestic, isn't it? You can see the houses, the tall buildings, and even the mountains right behind all the buildings. Below the mount is actually a very vivid town called Barrio Bellavista. It's full of very colorful and extravagant houses, as well as a ton of tourist spots where you can hang out, take some drinks. Why not? Other place you could go to is the Atacama Desert. It's a very known place in Chile. And on the right times, it is really beautiful. Look at this first place. It's called Valley of the Moon. And it's full of very interesting rocky structures that have formed over millions of years via erosion and other phenomena that have made it have very distinct shapes that make it look very appealing for tourism. Another place you could go to is the Alma Observatory. This is actually a scientific more kind of place. However, you can also go there as a bystander and look at the stars, which from here have a really, really good view since there is no pollution anywhere to be seen. Another place you could go to is the geysers in here. They are very beautiful columns of steam that form, and they are very appealing for tourism, as you can see in the image. You can get a guide, and we will tell you why and where on our website very soon. A third place you could go is Valparaíso. It's a city very near to Santiago. You could go there in an hour and a half. And there is also a lot of interesting things here. For example, here is Cerro Alegre. It's also a very colorful, even more colorful place than in Santiago. And it's full of hippie culture and other aspects that make it really surreal and interesting. Another place you could go to is La Sebastianera, which is was the house of the poet Pablo Neruda. And as you can see, it is a very quirky house that has now turned into a museum. So people can come in and it attracts tourism. And we will tell you how good this place is, if it's worth it. If it's not, I'm telling you in advance, it is. But we will see in our website. In conclusion, we hope you get engaged into traveling. And we also hope you can tell us about the places you go to, what you felt when you saw one of the wonders of the world, one of the many, many wonders. And with that, I say my goodbyes. Peace.